So we're on Highway 4, County 4, I think, Wabasha 4. This is Theilman. And right about through here is where we think the railroad went through. And I will put up a couple of maps. And other side of the street, down here where Bob is, we're just gonna just step a little ways, see if we can see any kind of old rail bed. So we're not going to walk any further, but just so you have a general idea. This is the rail bed somewhere in this area out in front of us. Definitely, because we can find it on the map. And it's in some kind of a trust, so we'd have to dig up the homeowner or landowner to see if we could get permission to even walk back in there. But and naturally, this is your highway. So this has been built up. This wouldn't have been here back in the 1800s. And we'll walk up here again. Bob's looking at a map now that's showing homeowners, what lands they own and everything. And it looks like this swatch of land right down here in front of us is where the rail bed was. Just following the edge of this cornfield. And who owns that land?
The state of Minnesota. All of us.
Okay, this swatch of land down here is owned by the state of Minnesota, so we're just going to walk down here a little bit. So we're following the edge here. And, there was a saloon. I don't know, I don't want to get invasive here, but that could have been the old saloon back in the day. I don't know. But here's something here. So there were elevators through here, and then the depot. I think the depot was probably over here further.
This could have been the stockyard.
Okay, stockyard. What was the first thing on the map there?
The stockyard.
So this could have been part of the stockyard, something where they had something where you could load the cars with the cattle.
This slab is bigger than...
Yeah, and you can see
it comes up to here.
The town is up there behind the trees, and we'll go in town a little bit later. But you can see how this falls off real quick. And then the railroad was down on the bottom here. So, because of the slope of the ground, we have to have a main line, the depot, and a spur. This could be about where the depot was, where Bob's standing. It would make a little more sense. But here's what I'm going to do. You see those bluffs up there? Well, back in the day, some of these bluffs were kind of bald, and somebody took a picture of Theilman from up there. So I'm going to plug that in because it does show the depot and some other buildings, and you can see the hill in the background. So it would be as if you were standing up there and taking a picture towards me, and this is what you would see back in the day.
All right.
So those two fellows saw us walking, and hey, they asked us if we wanted an old railroad spike. So, you know, this probably goes back to either the Midland or the Milwaukee Road. I don't know.
He dug it up.
It's about a 6-inch spike. He dug it up there. So, that's cool. Okay, let's go back to that 1930s hand-drawn map. Right over here would have been the creamery. And then find the bank on the map. And the building next to it.
Which is, well, no,
right there.
No,
so there's two buildings that's on that map. So we're in the old Opera House, and we're looking at some old photos in Theilman. And on the wall is the depot sign. I think that's so cool. And they even have the warning bell for the depot. I don't know if you can see that in there. Just a little bit of a glare. There you go. There you go. Midland Railroad engine warning bell at the depot. Is that cool?
No, but the rest.
Old post office sign. Here's the early doorbell from the old hotel.
Oh, that's what I mean. That's what you guys are talking about.
How'd you get that to ring? There you go.
You know, my old phone was around here.
So that was on the door.
Yeah, he screwed his grandma.
This place is just filled with pictures, history pictures. Just awesome. Just awesome place. And these two fellers asked if they could help us, and wow, it turned out into a field trip. Okay, so they brought us upstairs.
What year is this building?
It's 1930.
Check that out, will you?
Yeah, but I'm assuming they kept original like chandeliers, you know.
And the roof is all that's just plastic. The roof has been all replaced, everything's been replaced with the four walls.
But they made it
Look like that real quick. Then this is the only part that's
So now we know where we're at. So you can see the Opera building way back there. And we've got pictures and maps, and we had a gold mine over there with photos. Those two fellers are really nice. And here you go. Right down here at the foot of this hill, you would have had a siding, or a spur, I'm sorry. You would have had a spur, and then you would have had the depot and then the main line. Right down in there. And I see something down there, but I don't know exactly what it is. You see that? I think we'll walk down there again, see if we can find that. So we were here, And then we decided, when the two fellers up there asked if they could help us, wow, and they brought us over to the Opera House. We found a lot of pictures. So from the road here, as you look in, the first building on that map would have been a corn crib, right about where we're at here. So I don't know, the concrete's probably not as old as I think, but this is about where the concrete, where the corn crib was. Okay, corn crib. This is the stockyard area. And don't forget, there's a main line on the right here and a siding on the left. And then when we get down, the depot's in between them. Then there's some elevators.
Yeah, this is what the place of the first elevator.
Okay,
Right in here.
so first elevator, I think there's 3 of them. Right in this area is the elevators.
And there was another corn crib.
And another corn crib. And I'll catch up to you when we get where we're going here a little further. Okay, remember I was standing up there and I said there's something down here? Well, it wound up being an old trailer. And some concrete blocks here or something, but this would be right in line with that Opera House on the map. So that means this depot had to be in this section here, right in here. Yeah, so who knows what this concrete's from? I suppose if you rolled it around, maybe even a signal pole or something was in it. Who knows? You know, you can't see the other side because it's too heavy to roll around. But yeah, this would be where the depot was. So I got a picture here. I'm gonna get set up and I'll show you. Okay, so where those trees are back there, that's about where the depot was, and then there was the tracks on the right, and probably just off here near the cornfield or in the cornfield is a windmill for the well, and then there's a water tower, and they're all in this photo right here. Wasn't that a cool photo? So with the railroad going through here in the depot, back there beyond that pile of wood where the trees are, you have to look at this big hill over here. And that's a passenger freight depot. So passengers, there had to be a way for the passengers, maybe stairs at one time for them to get up to the town, because that's way up there on the top. And I can imagine how hard it was to get the freight up and down that hill, you know, to the depot. So there's some history secrets for you. Okay, I'm going to put up that hand-drawn map once again so you can see it. And then we're going to drive across the street. And I'm going to show you where that old road was back in the day to get into Theilman and where it crossed the river. And we're going to see if there's any remnants there. So that's where I'm going to go next. Okay, this is actually like a boat landing now, but this is your old highway. Yeah, there's your new highway and your new bridge is over there. And this is the old one. So I'll catch up to you when I get to the end. So we're parked up there as far as we can go. See the ground, river, Zumbro River is what we're talking about. There you go. So the old map shows this bridge here, and then it goes to the left. But you can definitely see that today it goes to the left and right. So I don't know why it would do that, but changes through time. So that's where I was, and I just wanted to see this from this side. This is that old bridge, and remember I said it went to the left? Well, it did go to the left. This is a dead-end road to the right. And I don't know, it sure looks like maybe 1920s to me, but you know, I don't know. I just love stuff like this. Yep. That's that old road that's on the map. So Bob already took off. He's going down the road, see if he can find something else, and he's gonna start knocking on doors for property owners, and maybe come out this fall when there's less trees on, or less leaves on the trees, you know. And hey, we found Theilman. We were in the old opera theater. Look at all the pictures I found. Met a couple of nice fellows. Yeah. So I'm gonna catch you on my next one. So God bless all of you. If you want to take part in discussing a little history, you can meet me at my Mr. B's Hiawathaland group page on Facebook. Until then, stay safe. I'll see you later.